Welcome to the YouTube channel of Srilata Srivastava, XSC Lok Sabha. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the investment strategy for senior citizens. This is a different subject other than Parliament, on which I'm generally giving or submitting my videos. This I prepared recently when I was to present before. One Saturday club in Bhopal, where many senior officers, retired officers from IAS, IPS, and other civil services, Army, Navy, and Air Force retired officials come. Since I had prepared for them, I thought it would be beneficial for others also if they would like to make use of it. uh, the officials, when they retire, they get the retirement benefits, they get their pension commuted, and accordingly, they have a retirement corpus, which, if they invest conventional methods of investment, that is one part. But if they want to invest in market, which might give them a better return, because the person has retired, but the inflation, as it is said, that never retires. So one has to see that the money they have invested in various schemes gives them a return which will be sufficient for their future spendings, for their requirements. Actually, it is based on the individual's requirement. I am not saying that everybody needs money, but if you have some responsibilities to construct a house, to your children are marriageable age, you have to get them married, give them houses wherever they are working. It's up to the person who is whose requirement may vary from one person to another person. So you may decide according to your own requirement. Basically, when we get this retirement fund, the first thing we need that we preserve this capital. It's not that we put up this money and we lose in the process, because it's a hard-earned money. Second is, there are some people who would require regular income generation. For them, there are different other schemes. Then the wealth must accumulate. That is also one of the objective. Then investment should be such that it is diversified. Liquidity should be there, because after retirement you may need it at any time if there are any health related issues, and lump sum amount is needed. So one has to invest in certain schemes, or in some schemes where the liquidity is available. Then tax efficiency is very, very important, because it should not happen that like FD, after paying tax, income tax, in whatever slab you are there, hardly you get your money, your return more than to beat the inflation. So, seeing all these objectives, though the conventional methods are secure, safe, and there are very less chances of losing money, but the return is less after the taxation. So there are we all know that bank fixed deposit, annuity plans, then post office monthly saving scheme, RBI floating rate bonds, fixed income, mutual funds, and gilt, etc. But above schemes are good for capital preservation, but they cannot protect, as I said, against the inflation. And future spending also won't be possible to the extent it is required. So it is better that we keep around 50% of our capital in the conventional schemes, and 50% we invest in equity-based mutual funds. Because what happens that mutual fund is taxable only at the time of redemption, but every year, whatever interest you earn, you pay taxes. So they are liquid, but mutual fund is also liquid. It may take 1 or 2 days extra, and with some cost. So one has to see the one has to read the fine print of mutual funds, whether it is the exit load factor. There are people who knows the market, then they can go for aggressive hybrid funds. They can go for balance advantage fund. They can go for equity saving funds. Then my advice would be that do not invest as a lump sum. Always invest systematically using SIPs, systematic investment plan, or STP, systemic transfer plan, and take at least 2 3 years in investing all your planned amount in these. And do not invest in more than 2 funds of any type. Sufficient diversification is achieved by that. After full investment, wait for at least 3 more years or 6 years for redemption. In case of emergency, 100% liquidity is available in all the schemes. Then there are certain rules for investment which we should know. Number one rule is never lose money. Number two is that whatever your age is, you subtract from 100, and whatever years are remaining, that much percentage of your capital you can invest in equity, and rest can go to the fixed deposit, etc., because you don't have the longer time to hold it to get better returns. So that is one rule. The second rule is that you should only invest in 15 to 20 funds, not more than that, because it becomes difficult to track all those funds. The rule of 72 is there, which when you divide rule 72 from the rate of return in any scheme, that will the number which comes will give you an idea that your amount will become double in those many years. So, for example, 72 divided by 1% rate of return, that means your amount will become double in 72 years. If you divide by 4%, then it will be 18 years. Likewise. So it's a ready reckoner. Any scheme which give you a kind of return, you can see that how much, in how many years it will take to double your capital. Then you have to diversify your portfolio. As I already said, there is a rule called 15 into 15 into 15. That means if you deposit 15,000 rupees for 15 years, and in the scheme where 15% rate of interest, compound rate of interest is there, in that case, in 15 years, you will get 1 crore rupees from your 15,000 rupees SIP. So likewise, if you want, if your scheme gives you only 12% compoundable rate of interest, that means you have to increase the amount of SIP or number of years it takes to give you 1 crore rupees. So growth is very important, and one has to see from these ready reckoners. There is a whatever your total income is, like your pension, which comes every month. The 50% you can, for your expenses, you should keep, and 20% for your wants. Wants means like you want to visit your children abroad, or you want to go on tour, or you want to buy a car or something like that. Then and remaining 30% should be spent on savings. So for that 30% you can determine your SIP so that there is a good amount of saving continuously. Then there is a uh, there is a there is a rule also that 90 to 10% strategy calls for allocating 90% of your investment capital to low cost Nifty 50 index funds, and the remaining 10% can be on short term government bonds. It's just an advice. It should not be taken as it's just for information. Actually, it should not be taken as advice for people to, in case they lose money, they should not blame me. It should be their decision. So this disclaimer that this video is only for information, and please read the fine print and then go for it. Thank you.